Hello,
Hello.
everyone.
Yeah, hello. It's time for another race in our Momodora tournament that started last year and is still going. Today's match will be between Azul, Sapphirus and DoubleDubbel. And commentating for you today will be me, DreamFox, and
And it'll be me, Matos Machine.
yeah, and we are just about ready to start the first race when everyone is ready. Hope everyone is having a good day because we're going to have some epic Momo gaming now.
Yes, I am excited for this match because once we get this match through, well, first we get to see this awesome match, but we also get to continue going through the bracket of alternative success and eventually catch up to the grand finale.
Indeed. I have forgotten what the bracket looks like right now.
There's currently I'm waiting to play a match with Nyaki, and that's on the top of the second, like the top half, and then on the bottom half of the bracket is this match, and then there's a few more leading up to a match with, the winner of my match, and then Googler, and then whoever eventually faces off against Googler will face off against you in the finale.
Yeah. Winner of the Googler's match in the bracket of alternate success will face off against me in the grand finals of this tournament. Oof. Oh, I mean, I'm not look. I kind of hope it's not Googler because Googler is very good at the game. I don't want the rematch against Googler.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. I think last time you won with an advantage. I think because you think you had the better routing. I would like to see that in all achievements run though, where both of you are more prepared.
Yeah, we did a special match and did the all achievements category instead of the any percent category that are usually done in these tournament matches. It's not a super serious tournament, so as long as both runners agree, they can do a little bit of whatever they want. And I have a lot more experience with all achievements than Googler, so I had the home advantage there in that category. But like, yeah, I'm not sure if I could beat the Googler again if the same thing happens.
I don't know. All achievements is a lot can go wrong in that run. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I think any run on that could really go any way. Because there's just so much because it's on insane and you can't kill any enemies. So like the Grove is just like the worst thing imaginable. There's just everything about that run. It's just if you like make one mistake, you can lose minutes.
Oh yeah. It's a very rough run, but it's also a very fun run because you get to do some platforming and stuff that you don't see in other categories because you need to explore more, pick up more stuff, and all that fun stuff. But at the same time, you start with very little health and you can't kill enemies and technically can't die, but there are ways to bypass that achievement or
Yeah, I mean that
cheese.
one's not too bad. At least you don't just like lose the run outright if you make a mistake.
Yeah, it seems like we are just about to start here. Yeah, we can see Double's timer is counting down here. It's all right. It's a normal difficulty tournament. I've forgotten the
Yeah,
details.
normal any percent. It's been a while. Beat the game, use any items, and we're starting.
Yeah, we start the run as in every other run of this game at the beginning in the grove. This is a very calm and collected place. There is nothing here that can make you angry. Everything is just super calm and nice. But yeah, at the start of the game, we start with quite a lot of movement options for a game like this. We have a double jump. We have a roll with iframes, so you can roll through enemies. then you have a melee attack and a ranged attack. So you have a pretty complete set of tools to use from the beginning, which is very nice. So like the start of the run isn't too bad, or like it's pretty chill to start the run. And in this area, we just want to get through the grove here and you know, make it through, get to the next place. But also, we want to get 80 money, or the runners want to get 80 money before leaving this place, because there is an item that will be bought after, like, at the start of the next area that will help speed up some of the early bosses.
Yep, and this area is really the worst area in the run in terms of like just the amount of enemies and, you know, how much time you can lose. So it is kind of nice to have it right at the beginning.
Azul is... yeah, that's poison.
Oh yeah, that's...
She took an early death. Did she take the safety save? She
did
not. That is an unfortunate thing. Azul is one of our newest runners. She joined the speedrunning community after the tournament started, but because like in that part of the bracket nothing had really happened, so she was slotted in. So she has less experience than well, I would assume every other runner in this category.
Yeah, and I think she did run a little bit more actively a few months ago, so she also maybe didn't get enough opportunity to de-rust for this match. So we'll see. Hopefully she can get some like really good runs going. Hopefully a PB. I'd always love to see it.
Oh, Double is poisoned. Oh, Double died right before getting out of the grove, which is very unfortunate. But he is still slightly ahead of Azul. Oh, Azul dies again. That's very unfortunate. There are a lot of enemies here, and if you're not, well, if you don't have the a lot of experience, it's easy to take a few hits here and there. You have quite a bit of health on the normal difficulty, but it's not infinite, so there is a real risk of dying.
Yeah, it's like 2 or 3 hits, or like, you know, getting poisoned and then like a few hits after that, depending on what hits you.
Yeah, Double's having a bit of trouble with the height of that jump.
Does he die to the poison there? Yeah, he dies now.
With that,
he's definitely dead.
With that hit, he's probably dying, yeah.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah. But it makes it a little closer here, so at least both players are you know, they're evening the playing field a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is played on normal difficulty. There are 4 difficulties in this game: easy, normal, hard, and insane. Easy and normal have the difference between easy and normal is on easy you start with more health and you have 2 items that makes it easier to survive. On hard you have less health and there are more enemies. And on insane you only have 1 health. So any damage you take will kill you. And extra enemies plus 1 health makes this area really tricky to get through. And luckily the runners don't have to deal with that today.
Yeah, and also like just in general, even on normal, this area is like so frustrating because if you're going for like a really high level attempt and you take 1 hit, it's like, ugh, lost like a second, I lost 2 seconds. Even if you don't die, it's really brutal. But Double does get through, so hits the save point, gets into this first boss Adia. Will he go for the quick kill? No, he does not.
There is a quick kill where you can charge up your arrows and bait out a specific attack from Adia, where she will try to like hit you with the pearl on her tail, and the Double gets hit and resets as Azul enters the boss fight. So now they are very close together. Azul also resets. So the reason why they are resetting is because if you defeat a boss without taking damage, then you get a special boss item. And a lot of these boss items are very powerful and speeds up subsequent to boss kills. So they are really important to get. Now they're both playing a little bit safer. Azul being a little bit too greedy.
Took a hit.
Yeah, Double gets Adia down and will pick up the first item of the game, which is Adia's Pearl. there are active items and passive items in this game. Edea's Pearl is a passive item, which means you equip it and then it has an effect as long as it is equipped. The effect of that one is that whenever you shoot an arrow, it will spawn a poison cloud on whatever it hits. You can poison yourself with it, so you need to be careful with that. And he also bought the crystal seed from the merchant there right next to the bell. And the crystal seed is an active item, which means you can use it a set amount of times and then you need to refresh the charges. And you refresh the charges by saving at a bell. And the effect of that item is that it increases your damage by 50% for a short while. So both of these items are really helpful for speeding up some of the earlier bosses, and then later on we'll get even more items to speed up bosses even more.
Yep, and while we were talking, DoubleDubbel platformed through this area and is now at the next boss, which is going to be Mocha as the first phase, and we'll see the second phase soon. He's going for a really, really safe strategy here and just, well, I say safe, but almost took a hit there. Just going to hit arrows at Mocha. It's a little slower and Mocha gets another attack, but it's a lot harder to take damage.
Yeah. And here is the second phase against Lubella, one of the most iconic boss fights of this game. Not a super difficult fight, but she has an annoying habit of diving, where she disappears off screen and you can't hit her for like 9 seconds or so.
Yeah, it's a long time.
A double gets it down cleanly.
Didn't poison himself either. That's a real worry sometimes. When you go right into the center, you just poison yourself.
Yeah. Azul is also now on Lubella. And so the item from Lubella is a really important one. Oh, Azul.
Yeah, that's really unlucky.
She gets the dive. That's just not what you want to see in a speedrun. Luckily, the poison damage is still ticking while she's off screen, so you're still doing some damage, but it's not what you want.
Yeah, and she lost the crystal seed, so it's like extra bad because you had the crystal seed going. So now you don't get that 50% damage. But she did finish it off. She didn't take any damage, so she's good.
Yeah, and now both of them have the Bachman patch. The Bachman patch will spawn. Well, it will spawn blocks that rain from the sky. Each block does a little bit of damage, but all together they do a nice bit of damage. Azul unfortunately falls into spikes, and spikes in this game are very rude. They don't care how much health you have. If you touch them, you are going to die. Well, except if you have taken a hit, because then you gain some invulnerability for a short while, so you just don't get stuck in an enemy and instantly die because they touched you 50 times in 1 second.
Yeah.
But otherwise, if you touch spikes, you die. And that's very unfortunate in this area, because there are lots of spikes here.
And you have to roll to get the movement, because as you see, we're in water, so if you're not rolling, you move at a snail's pace. So some of the most risky rolls here are just because you just want to keep rolling, and you want to barely miss the spikes on some of the most risky rolls.
Yeah, and there is also a little tech in this game where you roll and jump on, like you input those actions on the same frame, and you do both at the same time. So it's a roll jump. That's what we call it. Very self-explanatory. It is very helpful in certain rooms to move quickly, but also very risky, because if you fail to input them at the same time, you can either just get a roll, and sometimes that can mean you just roll into spikes, or you just get a jump, and that's usually safer, because you can usually recover from that instead of being locked into a roll. But that is an unfortunate thing that can happen. Yeah, Double is making his way through.
Yeah, took it really safe there, killing that first. Oh, didn't actually. Sometimes that arrow is like so annoying.
Yeah, the bat can sometimes spawn in a unfortunate position, so you hit the bat rather than hitting the switch. Because the bats work sort of like Medusa heads from Castlevania, in that they spawn at a random height and just move across the screen in a wave pattern. And now Double is entering the Frida fight.
Yes, the drinking bird fight. And so that was the Backman patch. Starting it off, I think Double likes to go for the safe, sit in the corner and shoot arrows strat, so that's what we see here. There is a faster strat to melee, like he's doing now, because he has to there, but it is a little more risky. But he does have to melee there because Frida does a charge-up attack that will hit him in the corner. And that's the one, downside to, or the biggest downside to doing this strat, is that you have to sometimes run to the left.
The specifically hard part about this fight is this attack now, where Frida spawns dogs. If you're trying to do melee strats and fight her in Frida in melee, those dogs can be very tricky to deal with. You need to know the timing of them. Yeah, Double gets rid of Frida and gets the spar spread, and also the first crest fragment of the game. So the goal of the game right now is to get the 4 karst crest fragments in order to get access to the castle. Because you need to seek an audience with the queen, because there's a corruption spreading and blah blah blah. So yeah, you want to stop that, and visiting the queen is how we are going to do that. And the spar spread is another active item. It creates a small explosion that does a lot of damage, so it's a very useful item. And the crest fragment, in addition to being like a key item for the story, it also gives you a power-up. And in this case, it allows you to charge up your arrows faster for your ranged attack, which increases the damage output by a little bit, which is nice.
And while we were talking there, Azul did finish Frida, did do it well, so this race is still really close. Like, with how close the Grove was, I really think this could still be decided at, like, basically any of the, big moments. Like, Lupiar, like, it's gonna, I don't know, a lot of runs like these end up going to Lupiar, and I guess we'll just have to see what it's like then. I'm excited.
Yeah, and we are about to enter the best part of the run, but first the Double has to fight the Bella again. She's back, she's not in a good mood, and she killed the Double for it.
Yeah, she does get a power upgrade on the second fight, so she's a little more dangerous, and she's also more annoying to fight because you have to avoid the things. Fortunately, you can take damage on this thing, but even... Yeah, like as we just saw, even if you take too much damage, she can still kill you. Oh, and yeah, he's
okay, barely
still
alive.
good.
Okay,
good.
Perfect. You only need
pixel.
1 health. Yeah, you only need 1 health to defeat the boss. Especially because the item this boss drops does not help you do damage. So yeah, just ignore it and try to go as fast as possible. Oh, Azul gets the instant dive. It's even worse. The dive is even worse in this fight because this attack takes slightly longer, so it's even more of a time loss.
Yeah, although at least you can get the if you do hold a Bachman patch, you can hit her with it. But yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, and Double has entered the best part of the game, where you become a cat. As a cat, you are smaller, you run faster, you jump higher, but most importantly, you are cuter. And it's a very useful little thing. Azul got through the fight on the first try, which is very good, catching up a little bit to Double.
Yeah, she was even doing some hits in between the attacks, which is pretty hard to do. So
yeah, that is very nice. And so, all right, we haven't gotten another crest fragment yet, but we did pick up an item that allows you to transform between cat form and human form, because while cat form is really good and all, you can't use any items except for the one that transforms you, and you cannot climb ladders or shoot a bow. So there are some downsides to being a cat, which is unfortunate, but yeah, that's something we have to work around.
And yeah, this is going to be the most platforming heavy section of the run. It's going to just be running from one place to another. Kind of like a little tiny note, as DoubleDubbel was getting into the this little cutscene here, he transformed back into a human. That's just one of the things on this newest patch that happens. There is like a frame perfect skip you can do, but most people don't go for it. And it only saves like 0.7 seconds, so.
Yeah, if you were to transform as the game tells you to transform, you will transform twice. So you will go from cat form to human form to cat form again. But yeah, it is way too precise to go for. Or I mean, you can
I
just
go
try
for it, but I'm a madman. Don't I go for everything, even when I shouldn't. Maybe not as much as Googler, but I still go for it.
And now they're doing some backtracking. If you look at Azul, she will enter this room and then just leave. That is because on that screen there was a save point. And they will go for the next thing they will pick up is the ability to teleport to save points. And in order to teleport to a save point, you have to have visited that save point. So what they did is essentially unlock a fast travel point, which will be very useful because you warp to it like 4 times in the run. It's the most used teleport location and saves a lot of backtracking. And yeah, also just a little mini boss, the knight. 2 sparse threads, and then we say good night and can just be on our way. And
Yeah,
now,
and
yeah.
DoubleDubbel's now getting into the hidden grove, and I'm not sure exactly what that translates into. And I'm not gonna butcher it. I know I will butcher it if I try and say it. But there's gonna be another. This is gonna be the crest here, so one of the best crests, I think. Probably saves the most time out of any crest.
Definitely a top 4 crest.
Yeah. Well, I would say probably top 1, because you go for it if you can go for it first, you would go for it first. Usually.
I have to put it in top 2 in that case because I just love the air dash too much.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. The air dash first. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Okay, it's a small little area. You take a trip back to the past, and you know, pick up a crest fragment. So the reason why we couldn't do this at the start is because the entrance to this area is a small little tunnel. And as a human, you are too big, but as a cat, you fit in that tunnel just right and can get to that fragment. Double is now making his way to the 3rd crest fragment, and is going to fight one of the toughest boss in terms of health and the time it takes to fight it, the arsonist.
Yeah, she has the most health, and even with it taking some damage at the beginning, it's still higher than any other boss fight, I'm pretty sure. So I'm not sure why she got so much health, but she did. Yeah, and also notably, she has a lot of close attacks, so you can't really melee her very easily. So we're gonna have to see how well they are able to use their arrows.
Yeah, and especially.
Oh no, he got
with the moonwalk.
He got the electric slide thing, or the moonwalk. I guess that's a better one. I got it twice.
Again? What? I have
didn't
never
think it was
gotten
possible
it
to get it twice like that. Is it gonna do it again? Okay. No, don't reset. Don't reset. I want to see it.
Okay, both are
Okay,
resetting,
no.
so they're almost equal now. Like just a few seconds separating them.
Yeah, they're basically even at this moment. It's whoever can get out of this fight faster. But that is really hard to do. It has to be, you have to like hit her on the same frame she gets active with a barrel, I think, something like that.
I have never seen it. I have never.
I've done it before, and I was so confused. But it's pretty hard to do.
I just
You have to. But I thought it would reset after she teleported, but I guess because she teleported like instantly, it just kept it. So yeah, that was weird. That's a cool interaction to see.
Yeah, and this fight is very important to reset if you get hit, because the item is very strong. It adds a fire effect to all of your attacks, which just adds like a flat 0.5 damage each. And the most important part is that it works with the Bachman patch. So each block from the Bachman patch gets a damage boost, and it goes from being some nice damage to a boss melter.
Yeah, it like triples the damage of the Bachman patch. So it does like an insane amount of damage.
And we will see that when Double gets to the next boss fight in just a little bit. And here is my top 1 fragment, the dash fragment. So in the air you can now do a dash. It's very fast, it looks good, You can avoid attacks with it. Highly recommend. Ooh, Azul also gets through the Arsonist fight now. Just a little bit behind. Also gets the pocket in sensory.
Yeah, so she's just a little bit behind, but you know, not too bad. She could still pull ahead. I mean, the hardest boss fight is still in the game, so it's really anyone's game until then.
Alright, and apparently the moonwalk happens if Arsonist dashes back at the same time as they get staggered by a barrel explosion. So there, it's a very specific circumstance, and
yeah, it's pretty hard to do. Like, I think if you try to do it intentionally, it'd be just as hard as doing like a quick kill on Adia. But it happens not intentionally, so yeah. But it's cool to see. I love to see it. I'm sure Double doesn't love to see it, but you know, that's okay. I don't have to play the game, I just get to watch it.
Heck. Best of both worlds? I don't know. No, playing this game is really fun, so...
Yeah, playing's fun too.
Alright, and here we have Fennel. It's like a blink and you'll miss it boss in this game, because, oh, that was 2 sparse pets. She's down to half health. Oh no, they will get the Bachman patch with pocket and sensory and Fennel is dead. That just shows how powerful the boss items can be if you use them correctly. It's a cool boss, and sadly you don't engage with it at all.
Yeah, one of the best musics, like one of the best tracks, I guess, or songs. But you know, you don't hear it because it's like one of the shortest boss fights in this run.
Yeah, and the item that drops is Tainted Missive. It gives you a 100% damage boost for a short while. So it's an upgrade of the Crystal Seed that was bought at the start of the game. But it costs a quarter of your max health when you use it. So there is a trade-off to it, but the damage increase is very nice to have. And now they have the 4 Cast Crystal fragments, so on Azul's screen you can see the fragments combining and opening the path.
Oh no!
Oh, double
Yeah, he missed the
spikes.
jump just by a little bit, so he got stuck on the spikes. That's okay, that saves right there. It's only like 20 seconds.
Oh,
But that means,
save.
yeah, Azul's just a little bit ahead now.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
Yeah.
This area here, the Royal Planetoteca, is one of the most platform-heavy or intense parts of the game. There's a lot of verticality to it. You have to swap between platform and human form for specific jumps, and it's a very technically difficult section.
What am I doing?
And also a very fun section. And in this area, there is a small detour that needs to be made here to get the sealed wind. They are on the same screen. Just like half a second ahead for us right now.
Oh, yeah.
Slightly.
Well,
okay. Slightly.
Well, if double dies, it's gonna be a good lead for Azul. Of course, we still have the fight, so you know, still. Once getting out of this part is just the first hard part of this area.
Azul with a small platforming mistake. Now Double is slightly ahead. But yeah, this boss here, if you can't get it, like if you don't get it on the first try, like no hit, then it's not really worth it to reset. Ooh, Azul with the slightly faster strat by using the arrows on the switch. Okay, but here it comes this. There is some randomness to this fight. Let's see. Okay, Azul goes for it fully.
Okay. Well, I think they both got one roll, right? So they're both pretty similar. Yeah, DoubleDubbel did get through Lupiar, so okay, playing it really, really safe.
Azul is not using the second sparse on Lupiar, which is a bold move, especially.
Yeah. Oh no!
Okay.
Yeah, she could have killed with the sparse there, but oh no!
Okay, Double also resets. We're back.
That's unfortunate. It took it a little too safe and then missed the level 3 arrow, which would have killed Magnolia. And then you know, just like unfortunate. Had to do a little bit of improv there.
So taking the same hit again, going to be like a sliver of a health when the fight starts. Same with Double, but Double does not use the strat where you use the Tainted Missive before the fight begins.
Yeah, I mean, if he's gonna take the safe strat on Magnolia, I guess it doesn't really matter because your Tainted Missive's gonna wear off if you take too long. But Azul did get through, so.
Yeah, Azul did both phases very cleanly. Gets the heavy arrows, which is a passive item that boosts the damage of your arrows by 100%, and Double dies again to Magnolia.
Yeah, that's really sad. I mean, I have done that so many times too, where I feel like I'm good, and then I let, you know, the stress goes down a little, and then I like just take a hit from Magnolia, and it's like
Yeah, because Loopier is the more difficult one. Loopier is the one that can mess everything up, and so when you get past Loopier, you start to relax, and then Magnolia comes from behind, and you didn't see her coming.
Poison damage too. That sucks. And this is an item that you definitely want. You can do it without it, but the heavy arrows give double damage to your arrows. And then you get another double from the Tainted Missive, so you're doing like quadruple damage with your arrows. So your arrows do like just insane amounts of damage.
Yeah, and also in the most recent patch, when you charge up your arrows, there is... Let's see, you have no charge, you have half charge, you have full charge, and then you have another level after that you get from the fragment after Fennel. And that charge, the damage from that charge got buffed in the latest patch, so everything combined now, that just does a lot of damage. And we'll see that come in play during the final boss fight. Double resets again on Loopier. And Magnolia being a wall here for Double, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, it is really unfortunate. I mean, that's just how the fight goes sometimes, you know. I mean, that's probably the biggest fight in the whole in this whole series of matches has been this fight, and like the decider in most of the matches. And this is why, I mean, it's just like so hard to get through it sometimes. Yeah, that was good dodging. Hopefully okay, this time you got this. You got this done. Okay. You got... Yes, there we go. Good job.
Azul took a death on the climb here in the castle. So Azul has done a small detour that Double will do in a bit. We'll talk more about that then. But like, Azul is on the home stretch now. She just needs to climb up the castle, go visit the queen, and nothing else bad will happen on the way, because, you know, the queen will just talk to us and hear that, oh shit, the corruption is bad, and then we'll fix everything. That's definitely what is going to happen.
Yep. And she's just covered in jam, the calf there, so don't worry about her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll just stay there until the end of the game.
Yeah, Calf loves jam. She just ate too much jam and is in a food coma.
Mm-hmm.
But oh no, Azul is running into the Clone Angel, which is not an angel, but for some reason the Clone Angel is the name that has stuck. Clone Angel is an angel who clones herself, and you have to find out which is the real one. You're supposed to look at like the attacks to see which one's attacks look different. But for some reason, the real angel hovers closer to the ground than the other ones. So you can just look at that to figure out which is the real one. And here Double is doing the little detour. Going back here once again, using the Sealed Wind, which is an item they picked up in Royal Pinacoteca when they did the detour up there, in order to upgrade the Leaf, the melee weapon that has been used throughout this game. And that is to increase its curse cleansing powers, which, you know, you need to have some good power when you're dealing with curses of this scale. As Azul is now starting out the audience with the Queen.
Yeah, and this is going to be the final fight, so Well, I guess we'll see what kind of strategy she goes for. It looks like she's going for the more recent ones, which would make sense since she's a new runner. Kind of did a little bit of a different phase 2 there, but you still get past, you still beat her before she does the little spinny orb thing, and that's really the biggest time loss if you have to sit through that.
Yeah, luckily the queen is we have consistent strats for this fight. She will always start with the same attack in each phase, and it's a 3-phase fight, so if you do your moves correctly, you will defeat her every time before she goes to the next phase. And there we have it. Azul,
Yeah. Good job.
takes race number 1, 31:05. It's a solid time. This is a best of 3 format, so there is at least going to be one more run after this. But here, we'll just let Double finish here first before we prepare for that. And yeah, Double makes it to Clone Angel. Let's see if the difference is noticeable. Like, yeah, if he uses the wrong item, almost gets the 1 cycle. Gets a 2 cycle, which is it's slower, but it's pretty good. All right, and none of our runners went for the yeet strat.
Yeah, no one went for the yeet. And it looks like this is...
Okay, I think Double is resetting.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
looks like he... well, it looks like he's going to forfeit this first round.
Yeah.
Not going to just finish it up. That's okay. We still have, at least one more. So, just going to save a little bit of time here. And, he had that really hard loop PR, so I don't really blame him for just not wanting to finish that run. It can be hard when you have a run that just feels like it never ends.
Yeah, especially if you get stuck in a mistake loop where there's just one part you can't get past. And now Azul has one of the 2 cats needed to win this match.
Yep.
Now we just need... Well, they'll be setting up for another match.
Yep, and we're just getting ready, setting up the stuff, so just gonna be a little bit of downtime between that first match and the second match. I really did like how close it was the entire time. It did come down to loop PR like I thought it would. And I hope that in the second match both players get really good loop PR and are able to get through.
Yeah, loop PR is definitely one of those bosses that sometimes just doesn't want to cooperate. Let's see how... It will be interesting to see how much nerves will play in the Grove this time as well. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure DoubleDubbel had some frustrations with how that fight went. I really hope that he can cleanse himself, get ready for the second match, and come in stronger. Because I think he definitely could do really well. Both players I think can do really well. I'd love to see 2 PBs in one race. Give it to me.
Yeah, it's not an impossible thing. It has happened before in this tournament that there have been PBs and multiple PBs even. Yeah, this tournament has been one of the best motivators for playing the game and improving.
Definitely.
Which has been very fun. I know I have gotten at least 1 PB. I may have PB'd twice in one of my matches.
I think it was. Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, I think it was against Dorothy. Her PB is was worse than my old PB. So she would have had to beat my new PB, which was like even better. So it was kind of an unfair time to get against her, but that's what you get when you face off against me in this tournament, apparently. That's what is.
And I think Double is one of the hasn't PB'd yet. I don't think he PB'd on his earlier matches. I know he's due for a PB. He definitely deserves one. He definitely, from what I remember, he PB'd but didn't record one a while ago. And then, you know, if you don't record it, it's hard to submit a time for it.
Yeah.
Which is really unfortunate. So he can definitely PB, is what I'm saying. Because his time is not his time on the leaderboard is not his best time.
Alright, let's see. Double. Oh yeah, I just searched for double on this spreadsheet and got double stop with 2108. That's not quite the double we have in this race. Double taco, not it either. Here we have DoubleDubbel with 2719 recorded PB. Azul, what's Azul's?
I think she is slightly faster, yeah?
Yeah, 2547 is the recorded PB here.
Yeah, it's really good.
So the question is then, what are the unrecorded PBs?
I think it was a few minutes. I think it was like 27. I'm just spitballing though. I don't recall 100%. But I believe, from what I remember, it was a few minutes faster. But I guess I'd have to ask Double what it was specifically, or search the Discord. It's probably in there somewhere.
I have an unrecorded 2651. Is a post 26? I see from Double. So if there's another one, I mean there might be. I just searched in the PB posting channel.
I think that was the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah. So Azul is like PB wise. It has the advantage here in this match.
Yeah, she's definitely the newer player though, so she hasn't gotten she's not 100% consistent on everything. I mean, either player is, and no one really is, but the more you play, definitely the more consistent you get.
Yeah, and just the more comfortable you get with it. So Azul with the better PB, but the Double probably with more experience.
And as we saw in that last match, Double was, leading almost the entire, first portion of the game, and then after Lupiar, that lead went away. But it was pretty close that entire time. So both of these players are pretty evenly skilled, I think.
Yeah, and these are the best races to watch, especially when it goes a lot of back and forth. Makes it exciting to see. It feels a bit evil to say, oh, it's so fun to see someone make a mistake and have the other one catch up.
No, it's great. It's great. I love it. I mean, I don't want them to happen to it, but I do want it to happen to them, just as a, just to see it happen. But yeah, I mean, it's great when you see two players, like you see a player mess up and then go behind, and then you also see them catch up, and then that's like even, right? And then they get to like the same spot, like what happened with the Grove. It's really nice to see two players, both fumble a little bit, but then still end up just so close in a race.
Yeah. It is also fun to watch someone, be very good and consistent. But when one player is in the lead and is in the lead for the entire run, it's not as exciting. At that point you're basically watching sort of a marathon run, almost, and not really a race. It's the excitement of when things are close. That's just so fun to watch.
Yeah, and both players are back. They took a little drink break, get some water, stretch a little bit. They did stretch a little bit, I guess. And yeah, so this next match is going to be starting pretty shortly.
Stretching is good. Oh yeah, should have reminded people to get something to drink during that break. Always nice to stay hydrated.
I mean, you still have a little bit.
That is true. There is like a 20-second cutscene at the start of the run as well, so...
Yeah, the
You can
worst
speedrun to-
cutscene is right at the beginning. Well, it's pretty bad.
You can speedrun to get something to drink, and you can still make it. So.
Yep. So both are on the title. So here we're going. Yeah. So any thoughts going into the second match?
I just want. I'm not sure. I feel like Azul has shown me some mastery over some of the more advanced strats and stuff. Double is playing it more safe than Azul is, but I guess that means that Double has more consistent strats, while Azul's strats are faster but more risky. Which is very interesting to see, especially skipping a lot of the save points. Which
I would like to see a little bit more saving, and just this run specifically from Azul. I like the way she plays. I really want to see what she can do when she plays this game a lot more. I think she could be really good. Like I saw some of the boss strats she did. I think she got really close to doing them like almost perfectly. So I think she could be a really good player. Like I think she could be like a sub 23 player if she really grinded out.
And I haven't looked too closely, but I think Azul does more roll jumps than Double. But I'm not sure if that's just what.
Yeah, she was doing the roll jump dash, which I think is sometimes harder. So I think she is doing more roll jumps. Sometimes Double does a lot of roll jumps, and sometimes he doesn't. So I'm not sure when he feels like he wants to do them.
All right, so now Azul is entering this room that killed her last time. Does not get the jump the first time, gets the second time. They hit the switch on the same frame almost.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
Oh.
Yeah, they're pretty much like
and there's
neck
the
and neck.
save. Very good, Azul.
Yeah. Well, did she? I didn't see if she took the one that was right before it. That was the one that she probably should have taken. Wasn't paying enough attention there.
No, it wasn't that.
Let's see. I'm a little worried for Double. He did have a little bit of issue getting through the grove the first time, and he's already taken a hit. So I do want him to get through this part without. Okay. He got really good. He got a good imp there. So.
Alright, yeah, this is really close. They both have 80 money. Okay, Azul.
Okay, he's still good.
Half a screen ahead. And everything can change depending on boss RNG and like how...
Okay, you're really scaring me now, Double, but he did it, he did it.
He's good. Everything is fine. Okay, Azul is entering the fight. No quick kill either, I think.
Yeah, neither of them went for the quick kill the first round, so... I'm not sure if Azul has gone for it yet. Maybe she hasn't practiced it yet. And Double likes to go for the safer strategy, so...
I checked in on Azul doing some warm-up for this match. She mentioned the quick kill, so... But I'm not sure if it's just she's not used to it or whatever. Because there is a setup where if you... Like, usually... The quick kill setup is, if you fail it, you get hit by a Dia, which is not good. But there is a setup that is slightly slower, but if you fail it, you don't die. So I'm a bit, no, I'm not disappointed. I'm just a bit sad that neither of them are going for the safe setup, because it is a very nice setup.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're not really confident you can get even the safe setup, you do technically lose a little bit of time that you could have been hitting. But yeah, it would be cool to see them go for the safe setup. I agree.
Yeah, Double defeats Dia now after a reset, as Azul is making her way to Mocha. And I think is Azul doing melee at melee? No, Azul was not doing melee. Okay, Azul is taking the safety save here for Mocha. Which means
that makes sense.
If you get hit, In that fight, you don't have to go all the way around, and you can just go through that shortcut that you open. This game does take some inspiration from, like it's part Metroidvania. Takes a little bit of takes some inspiration from Dark Souls as well, and that is partly in like dodge roll and some of the boss design philosophy, and also doors that can only be opened from the other side, which is one of the most important parts of
yeah, that's the only thing that matters for a Souls-like, is just you can't open doors from one side. But no, taking that death, she did save, so she didn't lose as much time. But we're still getting neck and neck on this fight now, so I guess we'll see who can finish this fight, close out this fight first. Ooh, double taking a hit.
Or was it first, or was it first? I just saw the...
I wasn't sure, I just saw him reset. I mean, taking the red orb or, hitting the arrow, it can both the same. Will she get a dive this time? I believe she got a dive on both fights last time, or did she just get it on Lubella too?
I think both.
Yeah.
She hasn't a dive during the
She's thinking, okay. I was gonna say, I think she's gonna dive next if she isn't, but it doesn't matter. She killed her first.
Gets the Bachman patch and kind of move on to the subterranean graves and go for a swim. See wherever Lubella goes when she takes a dive. Somebody sitting in the corner shooting arrows at Mocha, not getting hit by the curse orb. Very good.
Yeah, that was pretty close. And the bad part about the curse orb specifically, okay, you have to melee them there, yeah. And you have to hit the bottom one, you have to hit the bottom one. He didn't hit the bottom one. Oh, yeah, so that's the problem with sometimes taking the safe strat, is that you don't necessarily know exactly what you need to do. And he didn't take the save, so it's a little unfortunate. Gonna have to run all the way back there.
Yeah, and this is a very unfortunate thing to happen, especially in a race situation like this. Let's see if Azul will be unlucky and take, go on a date with some spikes, which is something you really don't want to do.
Yeah, you don't want to do it in this area, but this area is the area where you're most likely to do it. It's like the worst in terms of that.
Yeah, and this area also has the cutscene when you enter, so...
Yeah, you lose like the most time because you have to go all the way up and then go all the way down, all while slowly falling into a cutscene that takes a while. So any death is like a minute of time.
Yeah, if I die in this area, that's the most demoralizing part for me to die in. So I don't want to sit through that cutscene again. I don't want to talk to Eri again.
Yeah.
The double is now on.
We're seeing double. Yeah. He gets an unfortunate dive. And it looks like Azul is going to be safe because she's going to be able to get to the save. So.
No PB jellyfish, so not a blessed round.
Okay. He's hopefully okay. Yeah. Hopefully she doesn't dive again because that looked like she could have. And good job. He gets through.
Very good. Azul doing the platforming here, hitting the little fox spirit. And oh, the bat is coming from below. That's one of those things that there's a bat that always spawns on that screen. And if you don't see a bat, then you should be worried because it's going to be below you.
Yeah, you got to remember which bats you can't. You have where you're more worried when you don't see a bat than when you see a bat. It's like there's just a few that it's just like, especially on Insane, because they're just like the worst. That they'll like hit you and you're like, oh, there goes all my time.
Yeah, I feel like there are 3 rooms that I really don't like the bats in. The other 3 rooms are not that easily, but like 3 rooms in particular where they can't really mess with you if you mess with your run. So we're doing...
Yeah, she's doing kind of a hybrid strat of hitting, but yeah, backing off instead of jumping. I mean, I don't think backing up is the worst. Oh yeah, she needs to. Okay. She killed that one. If she hadn't killed that one, I would have been really worried. Because the dogs are just the worst.
Yeah, that is okay. Frida teleported away. No problem. Almost didn't
Good
die.
reaction there. Sometimes it's a little finicky on that. When you're holding down, sometimes you count as crouched even if the animation hasn't caught up, I've noticed. But it's still really scary if you're not holding down fast enough on that.
Yeah, like there's a part where the animation hasn't caught up to you being crouched. So, yeah, it feels weird, but it works most of the time. Like, who's your favorite boss in this? Like, I really like Lupiar. Especially in low percent context.
I think I like Fennel the most. I think Fennel is the first boss when I was playing it casually that I was like, ooh, I really love this boss. Just like aesthetically and with the music playing. In terms of like fighting, I don't know. I guess maybe also Fennel. I'm not sure. Maybe I just have too much of an attachment to Fennel. I just like her a lot more. I like the Lupiar fight on low percent, but at the same time I kind of hate it, just in general. But it is fun.
Yeah, Lupiar and Fennel are both really fun fights on the low percent category, where you don't get all the items to boost your damage. And I really like the Queen fight in all achievements, just because math. It works out so well with health, healing, hyper mode setups. It's such a coincidence that fight works as well as it does in all achievements, but it just does, and I love it.
Yeah, I like the New Game Plus Queen fight as well, because the New Game Plus Queen fight you just like obliterate. It's just like phase 1, oop, phase 2, phase 3. But of course, New Game Plus has the least amount of boss fighting of any category.
So, Azul is on. Oh,
ooh.
Okay.
Just barely lives. The poison damage ticked over there, so.
Double hitting
let's get that.
Frida to interrupt the big laser attack. Do not want to get hit by the big laser. Well, not want to get hit by any laser for that matter, but the big laser is one you can interrupt by staggering Frida. And Azul, okay, double brings down Frida. Azul is brought down to level 2 and is now a cat. Alright, I almost forgot that Fennel has a sister that is also a boss fight.
Yeah, I completely. I think I've only fought Choir like twice, something like that. I have not fought her very much. I don't, because you only see her in 2 speedruns, so
yeah,
I haven't run those.
Avid. Two of the best speedruns.
Well, I don't know about that. I think low percent is the best, personally. I'll die on that hill. I'll be one of the few people to die on that hill.
No, I love low percent as well.
Yeah.
I am also one of the weird people who think that the any percent run is pretty comfy and all, but like AVIP, all achievements, low percent, oh, they're good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I like the items in the game, but I don't like them that much. Like, each item in any percent saves like 30 seconds on average. So, I mean, you save a lot of time by getting the items, but I don't know. It's just, sometimes I just, don't want to use any items. I just want to play with the norm or the default levels of power.
Oh yeah, that's one of the best reasons to play low percent is there's less menuing. You don't have to equip items all the time, which makes it low-key the best category just because of that.
Yeah, I think New Game Plus might also have like the same amount of menuing. Those are like the 2 that I'm kind of working on right now. But yeah, you can tell I don't really like using the items as much with those 2 categories.
Double getting hit a few times here at the start of Lubella 2.
Oh, and he gets a dive too. Ooh, he's getting really unlucky with Lubella.
And there's also a little trick that the runners use before fighting Lubella 2. Ooh, doing the double roll strat, that felt so scary. He'd
think he would have been safe if he just walked left, but he did roll a little early on the first one, but at least he got the second roll, so he did get through that.
Yeah, like one strat they do before the 2 fight is that they use the crystal seed and then immediately save to refresh the use on it, but they still have the buff. So you get like 1.5 use out of it for that fight if you get a dive. So it's a small little thing.
You can... Yeah. It is nice. If she dies, you can get, you know, you get your 50% damage bonus still, which can be annoying if you don't save.
Oh, we have started some infighting in the chat about best category, and I am impressed that no one has mentioned the same category yet. 3 different.
Yeah, I mean, any percent is definitely the most played on the leaderboard, but I think like the most active players tend to play more categories.
Yeah. Yeah, because you reach a point in a category where you feel like in order to approve, you need to put in so much time. So it's easier to go to a different category and, you know, improve that to the same level.
Yeah, and you can, like, almost all of the movement, like, is transferable, too, between the categories. So if you improve there, you can still come back and, you know, improve your time later.
That is very true.
Yeah, I think if you're just grinding one category, it definitely gets a little monotonous, especially if you're going for like the highest time possible on some of these, because there's just a little bit of RNG, but enough to be like, you know, a little frustrating on PB paces.
Oh yeah, Double doesn't have the warp fragment yet. He's on the backtracking now. But Azul is entering the Arsonist boss fight. Let's see how that fight will go this time.
And she definitely is going for a lot of roll jumps, so I mean, I've seen a lot of good movement from her. I think she if she were to practice a little more, or like get, you know, just over time, I think she could get some like really consistent good movement going. Because I mean, looking at some of how she's approaching some of these rooms, I'd love to see like a run where she can, and sorry, she just died. I'd like to see a run where she can do it all in one go, because I'd love to see how fast that is.
Not being bad at one category, don't want to be bad at 3 categories. I mean, that's fair as well.
Yeah, I mean, you could. There's a lot of categories that you could do where there's no one on the scoreboard, so you could, you know, go for that technical first place.
Oh yeah. Nobody plays this game on the hard difficulty because, like, it's in a weird spot. Because like easy and normal, like it's the difference of surviving more, so easy is more forgiving. And then between normal and hard, like the difference is just more enemies. And if you're playing a hard, you might as well play on insane where you don't have any health. So hard just isn't played. Like it's just not a category people consider most of the time.
Pretty much. I mean, to be honest, I think I do like the way I joined after the leaderboard got to what it is now, but I think personally I think like easy and normal are almost interchangeable for most runs, and then like hard and insane are also interchangeable. But yeah, we have it set up for each one, and I think that's good as well. It definitely lets people do what they want to do. And yeah, and Azul's kind of booking it through these areas. She's making good progress, getting through Arsonist, getting the monastery key. And yeah, Double he's steadily making it through. He's getting through the Cinder Chambers. Hopefully his Arsonist goes well.
He has to play some catch up to Azul here. Azul picking up the monastery key, which is needed to get to Fennel. Otherwise the door is just locked. And yeah. We can go through some locked doors in this, but that is not one door we can skip, unfortunately. There is a glitch, bug abuse thingy you can do to clip through doors to the right if there's a ceiling. But sadly, that door is flush with the outside wall, so you can't get the ceiling above the door. Otherwise, it's like the no major skips category. would be more interesting, and like one more skip.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. I think no major skips needs just a little bit more. But yeah, we're seeing both of these players in boss fights. Of course, Fennel's just going to be super quick, so gets through it really nice. Double's doing really well on this Arsonist fight too. He didn't manage to get in 2 games to Moonwalking Arsonist, which would have been epic, but oh no! I jinxed it. I shouldn't have said anything. I should have just let him play.
He had a really good shot there, but the nerves got to him.
I think the time it took the sparse thread was too high, so he just barely took the hit from Arsonist. Because sparse thread has that delay on when it actually hits.
Because
that's really unfortunate.
There is an edge case in this game where if you defeat a boss on the same frame they hit you, then the damage won't be registered on you, so you will still get the item, which has happened a few times before. But I think that was just a little bit too late there on that attempt.
Yeah, I think... I mean, he maybe could have tried to see if he got it, but... I mean, resetting is understandable there. Especially if you didn't like realize that maybe you could have gotten through with it. But... Ooh, taking a little bit of damage, so hopefully Azul gets through. It looks like she's on PBK, so... Oh no!
Takes a death. How far back?
Yeah, all the way here. Yeah, I mean, you basically have to save on that one unless you're a madman. And I think the only person that doesn't save on that is Googler. But I don't know if most people should go for Googler strats.
I mean, depending on the category, I sometimes skip it. Depends on how much health you have in the category.
Yeah, I don't. I just do marathon runs basically, and then if I PB, I PB. But I just take the save anyway because I don't want to redo the same room 20 times. She's in a kind of a bind. Yeah. I think maybe she could have jumped and then dashed, but that was a rough. She kind of got boxed in by all those enemies.
Yeah, in all achievements there is a segment where you go a very like long segment without any saves, because like the only save you pass by is behind a shortcut that is slow to open, so you just run past it and go back to it later. So you don't have to wait for the shortcuts to open. But that's a very risky and fun segment in all achievements. Yeah, Azul gets the sealed win this time. Drops down, but still not over yet because that part exists. And if you're not fast enough down, then you can get hit in the wall. Having double is another chance to catch up.
Yeah, I think if anything, I really liked Azul's platforming in a lot of spots. I think she's not as comfortable on that sealed wind room. And this area, to be fair, this area is like, it's not too bad if you do everything correctly, but when you don't do everything correctly, it can be kind of a nightmare to get through. But she's doing good on this one. I think she'll make it through. And, you know, DoubleDubbel's, he's catching up a little bit. He's getting through. He's going to get onto this Fennel fight.
Yeah, there is a risk that Azul will get stuck on loop PR.
Yeah,
Azul
that's always a risk.
Some very good experience on loop PR as well, opting to not use 2 sparse threads, but instead, you know, just meleeing down the last slivers of health on loop PR, which most people that especially those that do not run low percent would just use both sparse threads and then improvise on Magnolia. But Azul has been, you know, improvising on loop PR instead, which is not what I've seen most people do, which is very interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely harder to do. But then again, like, sometimes the sparse thread is also really annoying because you use it, but then she's still, like, she's in her, where you can't stagger her, and she just, like, hits you. And kind of like that. She's just such a hard boss to fight because there's not one correct strategy. There's, like, the one we do to try and make it work well, but, you know, you can't 100% consistent, you know, get anything you want.
And DoubleDubbel is now entering the Royal Pinecone City. Azul is going for another attempt at Loop.
And it looks like, yeah, I mean, this setup is a little bit better. We'll see. Yeah. Unfortunate.
Luke had a little bit too much health to get killed by that. And there is one thing that we haven't mentioned for boss fight is that you can skip most boss fights opening cutscene by just opening and closing the menu immediately. And that's also useful, very useful here in the Loop fight, because that gives us, time to set up the Bachman patch outside of the boss fight, and then you immediately pause unpausing to make it fall on Loop and not just fall during the cutscene.
Yeah, because if you didn't have that, if you couldn't pause buffer on this one, or you would just use it, and then the cutscene would play, and the Bachman patch would be ringing through.
Stop talking! No,
yeah.
it's gonna do with poison.
I think she's good. She's good.
Is she though?
I think she is. I think she. Oh.
I don't
think
so.
It's gonna do 2 ticks. Oh, okay. I thought she had 1 tick left.
No,
she didn't. She didn't hold it. She probably doesn't know that you can hold the text to.
Yeah, because if you're poisoned, you don't take damage while you're talking to something, but the poison timer still counts down. So if you have low health and get poisoned, just talk to something and don't. Or I'm not sure if you have to be in a cutscene specifically, or if it also works if you're talking to someone. I haven't tried that.
I mean, I think it counts as talking in.
Oh yeah, that is
in Magnolia. So it is talking.
So yeah, if you're just talking to someone, then you can just sit there for 10 seconds and be fine.
Yeah, I've definitely done that on Insane, where it's like, oh no, I just sit there. It's a little unfortunate, but it happens. Yeah, she's.
Both of them are on Loop here, and I've completely forgot to look at Double.
Come on, Goop. Come on. You guys got this.
Don't get hit. Okay, no green orbs for.
Okay, you did a good amount of damage, please. Okay, thank you. Good job, DoubleDubbel. Now it's your turn, Azul. Now you gotta do this. This is the one you do it on.
Okay, so the stab that Magnolia does it do damage or does it only poison you? No poison this time.
I think it just does poison.
Okay.
I think.
So Azul almost got hit. But now both of them got through. Double with the slight lead out of Loopy and Magnolia. That's what makes this so exciting. And,
yeah, I mean, that really is it's just the fight that decides, who wins in a race sometimes. Azul had a good lead going into that, and she just had a hard time finishing Loopiar, and that's just all it takes sometimes. Sometimes Double just gets it in 1, and he's good.
Yeah.
Catches up on all that time.
If you look at Double now, he will use the Bachman patch here, because there is a switch above screen right now that unlocks the shortcut there, and it just saves a lot of time. Instead of having to go around the castle, you can just open the shortcut and then continue on. It's a very useful.
It is really nice to have that. I mean, you can do it with the ferry too, so at least you're not prohibited by any items.
Yeah, and now it's just the upgrading of the leaf. Use this sealed wind to open up the windmill and open out the kitty door. Bake the leaf in tea, and now it has more.
Oops, missed the sealed wind on Azul's screen. I've done that too. I think everyone probably has. Just miss it, just by a little bit.
This, it all comes down to the castle. So yeah, the reason why they do this backtrack now is because the save point here that Double is at is the last save point that you can fast travel to. So when you get to it and open up the shortcut, that's when you do the backtracking to lose as little time as possible to the green leaf upgrading.
Yeah, you have to do the least amount of backtracking when you do it there. I mean, it's just kind of unfortunate, but you have to do some backtracking at each point, so you just kind of have to, in terms of routing, you just kind of have to find the best spot where it's the least bad.
Yeah, if you were to try to do it as soon as you get the sealed wind before fighting Lupia and Magnolia, then you would teleport, like when you teleport back to Royal Pinecone City, you would get to the entrance of the area and not the middle point where, like, the save that is before the boss fight and whatnot. So you would have to backtrack even more. Now we
Yeah,
have
it's like
double
20
here.
seconds when you do that. When you do it from Pinacotheca, like that little time thing. But so it's not a small amount of time you would have to backtrack.
Oh, both are here.
Oh,
Oh,
missed the second
double
hit.
not getting the one cycle. Azul
Okay,
getting the
yeah.
one cycle, and now they are basically even. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay,
neither of them
Azul-
are going for the yeet again.
Yeah, there is a damage boost you can do on the enemy to the left. To.
Oh.
Oh, not going. Okay, Azul
no.
taking a death. But this might mean a game 3.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get out of that section, that little gauntlet, as I like to call it, that's like the hardest. You know, that's just the place where you're most likely to die in this section. But once you get past that, the queen isn't too bad. I mean, you can take hits on the queen, so it doesn't kill your run as often.
Yeah, and the queen is also.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. Double
Playing it
doing
risky.
Double basically doing all of the movement I do there every time, which almost kills me. But yeah, like
yeah.
the queen being consistent, like in what attacks she starts out with, is really comforting when you get this far into a run, because then it's just execution. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah, I mean, you know exactly what to expect. She never does. She doesn't have like. She has a little bit of RNG, but really not that much. So it's like not that bad. In terms of boss fights, I mean, it's long, but it's not too difficult. It's kind of like the Fennel fight. And yeah, he doubled. Oh no!
He dies in the final room with enemies. Ah, it's always rough when that happens.
That is really rough.
Double close out his final phase. It's not a dangerous or difficult attack to avoid. And there we go. GG, 3108.
That's good.
That's easy. What was the time for the first race? Was it 3105 or a 3205? It was really close to this.
You know, I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember 30. I don't even remember that much in detail. I just know it was close to what it is now. So yeah, both these matches have been pretty close. I mean, both players, I think, really could win in Game 3.
Yeah, we have seen that in both of these matches. That, you know, it is 1-1. That means anyone can win.
Yeah, I mean, and you love to see it as us. Probably not as the players, but well, I don't know. I'm sure. I think these players have raced before, so I know they. You know, they probably want to see a third match too. I'll just put it in their mouths.
Yeah, I mean, if you play a third match, you get to play more Momo. So I think.
No, don't reset. Ah. Okay, resetting isn't terrible there because you can't use the second tainted missive. So I guess resetting on the first hit isn't terrible, but she could have finished it there. Okay, good. I was really worried there because she held on to that, or she did a third melee attack. And sometimes when you do a third melee attack there, you miss the third arrow of the level 3 of that fully charged. So it can be a little, and if you miss that, that's like most of your damage on that. So it can be a little rough. But she did good on the second phase, so should just have an easy finish up here.
Double is 8 seconds ahead of that in this round. So two very close finishes. And there we go. Azul finishing out the second race here with a 33-23.
Yeah, good times. Pretty close. I mean, it was really close coming out of Lupiar. So, I mean, I'm glad it went. I'm glad that both players were able to get through Lupiar, play through Lupiar, and just like continue playing, because this is a good match.
Yeah, and we'll get another one shortly.
Yeah.
And I am going to take a quick break, refill the water and stuff. So I will be right back, and I suggest you all take a little stretch break, get something to drink, maybe a snack if you want that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good
Agreed.
stuff. But yeah, I will be right back, and yeah, I'll see you then.
I still lost.
All right. Well, I am back. Looks like the runners are getting ready to start here. Still have probably like 40 seconds or so before we actually get in. So I guess you guys are stuck with me.
Alrighty, Ollie, I am back now.
That's good. The Googler didn't want to be stuck here with me.
Oh.
But yeah, good to have you back. Looks like we're close to starting here.
Yeah, they are setting up for the final race of today. But also, what did you do to Googler? What happened while I was gone?
Oh, nothing. I just said that they were stuck here with me in the meantime.
Okay.
And so he's just joking.
Oh yeah, I was just worried that you did some awful joke that I missed.
No, I mean I've been kind of harsh to Googler, because he doesn't save in the runs. So, but
Yeah,
I know he's good enough. He doesn't need to. So.
ego is inflated. Well, I guess we'll just have to deflate it. Do you have a nail or something that we can?
No, we need
pop
spikes.
that
Just need to
spikes. Oh yeah,
roll
yes.
into the spikes. Miss your roll jump and roll into the spikes, and that's it.
Right. That makes sense. Ah.
But yeah, I guess we're going into game 3. So I did think it was going to be possible I was a little worried on that second match that because Azul was so far ahead, I thought maybe, okay, we're not going to get it. But the Loopyar doing Loopyar things evened out the race, so here we are,
Loopyar, the
game
great
3.
equalizer. Everyone is equal before Loopyar. Alright, seems like it's soon time to just begin.
Yep, we should be getting this match started soon. Just gotta sync everything up. Oh, I need to sync up. Gotta make sure that I don't accidentally mess up the syncs like I did at the beginning of the match. I kind of just glossed over that, but put the number in the wrong place.
Yeah, you desynced them even further.
Yeah.
It happens.
I just did some time traveling shenanigans on the stream, so if anything seems off about the time, it's because of me. You can blame me.
All right, we are. This is going to start soon. This. So what do we want to see here? Do we want to see the cleanest run yet?
I mean, yes.
Sub 26 from
No
both runners?
PBs have happened yet. We need both players to play their absolute best. Everything goes right, and we just see the best possible run, ideally.
Oh yeah. Now that we have gotten to the third match, then we don't need to prolong this anymore. Now we just want to get the best we can.
Yes.
Makes sense.
I want to see both players PB, but if only one player PBs, I'm still super stoked.
I want to see both get a quick kill, even though they're not going for it.
Yeah.
That would. That would be. Oh god, I don't have any good English expressions for this. I only know like all the Swedish expressions. The cream of the crop? No, it's not quite. That's not quite. Grädden moset, for those who are Swedish and can understand.
Yeah, I don't speak Swedish, so I don't.
No.
And I don't know what you're looking for, so I don't know. Unfortunately, I can't.
It's like the finishing, the cherry on top. That's the one. That's the one. Here we go. We're starting up. Oh, double with the time travel into the future. Azul trying to catch up in time.
Yeah, he should actually, pause a little bit. Yeah, there we go.
Oh no, Dio struck.
He gets stuck in a roll in the middle of the air.
Yeah, that's something that can happen at the start of runs here. It's not something that's super common, but it is something. Like newer runners, you should be aware it's just something that can happen. Don't be alarmed if it happens.
Don't worry though, your live split timer will also pause, so you won't actually gain or lose any time. It's a mystery how it works.
Oh, double going back for the bell. Oh, Azul also getting the bell.
Okay, they both got it. So,
Yeah.
Game 3, you might as well take the safety save if you've already played 2 matches. You know how you're feeling. You're warmed up at this point, so I'd say saving is good. And we've seen Azul die in the first match, so I definitely like to see it.
And like overall, I feel like Azul has the tighter movement, is what we have seen throughout this series. But the double making it through with safety and persistence over Azul's flashy, tight, risky strats. Taking the second save. Taking the second save. All right.
I mean, you have to take that save, right? Like, unless you're doing a no reset run, like if you die after this, like which is kind of probable sometimes, like double might die here. Taking that save at least lets you save some time.
Double is in a rough shape here. Azul gets the early elevator cycle. It's kind of precise in that room to get on top of the elevator.
Yeah, that room's annoying.
Ooh.
Both did.
Double smacking down that imp. No denying there.
Okay, yeah. See, I hate this chest really a lot.
And
Yeah.
edge.
That's why I hate it, because sometimes when you don't approach it correctly, you just it just kills you. Sometimes they throw a knife at you, and it's just the worst.
Yeah, if you play like on other difficulties, then you don't get that chest. Instead, you kill an extra enemy for some more money. That's such a cool thing that can happen in insane difficulty.
Yeah, unless you get unlucky and you just don't get the money, which is...
I mean, then you just kill the rich twice. Rich? Ah, okay, the witch twice, but you want to play a rich witch. That is the goal of. You want one of those rich witches with lots of money, because the amount of money the witch can drop is like between 3 and like 20. It's so much. So sometimes.
Oh, Googler, or not Googler. Sorry, I don't know why I just said
Googler, what are you doing,
Double.
Googler?
Double. I think it was the LE at the end. But yeah, I think he could have made it. He fortunately didn't die, but he had the iframes there to just kind of avoid that. But took it a little. Tried to take it a little safe, but unfortunately, sometimes that doesn't pay off.
Okay, let's see how Double is doing the safe fight against Dia. Azul is going through the city. Low health, one more hit here, and she is dead.
Yeah, she did
Gets
get that
the roll
jump.
down. Yeah.
So
Shouldn't die here to this final enemy, but sometimes you are a bit. Okay, yeah, takes it very safe.
Don't do that. Definitely was very cognizant of that low health though. Sometimes if you try and do something different, you mess yourself up more.
Yeah, because sometimes it makes the enemy do a different attack or something, and you're just not prepared for it. Azul entering the Mocha fight, Double getting the crystal seed, and making his way around this car stick.
Yeah, and I think Azul, when she was in cat form, she did like a roll jump, or she landed underneath an orb and then roll jumped through. Like it was like a really risky way of doing it. I mean, she had the health, so it wouldn't have mattered. But yeah, clearly goes for much riskier strats on that enemy than I do.
Azul almost got hit by the explosions. She was super close to like the small orbs as they explode, but just out of range. Double doing the Mocha fight, Azul doing the Bella. Bella goes for a swim.
That's really unfortunate because it was just needed one more attack, and I think there would have been enough time to finish her off.
Double is entering the Labella Labella part of the fight. Azul finishing it off and getting the Pokemon patch and moving on to the subterranean graves.
Oh, and he gets a dive too. Oh gosh. At least it's fair for both, right? They both got one dive. They both lost a lot of their crystal seed, so. Ooh, oh, okay. Scared me a little there. Oh, please, okay. Oh, don't. Okay. Oh, you're really scaring me, Double. Ah, no!
Oh,
You were
that's
so
unfortunate.
close.
That's and I don't think no.
He didn't save either. That sucks.
That is really rough.
I mean, he was so close to finishing off the improv there, and then I think he was like a hit off. So
Yeah, it's the greed. It's a typical Souls-like greed. The boss is dead. You just want 2 more hits. You just go for them, and then you get hit because greed. But something we haven't seen yet today is a visit to the spikes. Not that I want anyone to fail on spikes.
yeah,
Especially seeing how damaging it is, like mentally. But spikes, we haven't seen.
Oh, is she going for it? No.
Nah.
Okay. She kind of set up like she was gonna do the roll jump, but I didn't think she had done that one.
She had done the earlier one, like at the entrance to that room, but not the one in the middle on that little chest there.
Yeah, that's the one that's I think the most tricky though.
I think the ones like exiting this section.
Yeah, the
where
ones
you
exiting are also annoying.
There are some very risky roll jumps you can do. And
Yeah.
then there's the bat as well that you need to look
Yeah.
at.
And this one is like one of the few ones where if you jump on accident on the second one, you sometimes kill yourself. Like if you roll jump where Azul is at right now, but you accidentally just jump, sometimes you can kill yourself there.
Yeah, Double gets through the Lubella fight now, gets the Barkham patch, and can move on.
Yeah, Azul did make it through to the save, so doesn't have to worry about, you know, too much about the spikes. I mean, you can still... This still is one of the longer save, like, distance between the save and the boss fight. So, like, resetting on Frida is annoying.
Oh, there's a
or
bat.
dying.
Azul has not learned that bat yet. Yeah, because you can take like the closest save point to Frida is if you open up the wall here on the Azul screen in the bottom right, but it takes quite a long time to open it up and go through and save. So skipping that safety save or rather taking that safety save isn't really worth it. Instead, it's almost better to just trust in your Frida fighting skills.
Yeah, and Frida isn't too bad. Like, if Frida was Slupiar, it would definitely be worth it to take that save, but like, the moves that Frida has can be bad, but they can also be, you know, they're like pretty manageable if you do the right thing.
And one thing that can happen if you do the stage strat in this fight is if you go to the corner, or if you accidentally turn around and shoot into the corner while you are there, you are going to poison yourself. But one of the really cool things about the safe strat on Frida is that if you immediately go to the corner and just crouch there, then Frida won't hit you with any of her attacks unless it's like the big laser, because like she will approach you, and if she tries to do her attack where she pecks at you, it will just miss you. So you can sit in the corner and survive, which is it just lines up so well for the safe strat. And,
Sorry, Double almost died there, and that would be terrible.
Azul is going to the White Leaf Memorial Park to fight Lubella 2 and get the cat form. Let's see how many times Lubella will dive now.
I mean, it has been like almost every fight for Azul, I think. Right? Where Lubella dived? I can't remember if there was a few that she didn't dive on, but it's been a lot. It's been a lot of diving.
Yeah, and but it is the season for it. Okay, not here for me currently. Like, it's pretty cloudy today, not as warm as it has been. So not really a day for swimming or diving, but summer is warm and the going for a dive is not bad. Okay, Double is entering the Frida fight as Azul is entering the Lubella 2 fight. Let's see if there are any dice.
Well, took that first hit, but I think that sometimes... Ooh, she's really coming closer. I think she'll kill here, so... Okay, not if she... Okay, you brought it really close, but still killed.
Yeah, that still counts. Double is poking down Frida safely here.
Yep, and so low health, really no risk there. She hasn't been skipped. Yeah, okay, she didn't skip the spell.
It's really rough to skip that one because you want to refresh your items, or in particular the spar spread to use against the knight. Because the other save you could take is the one in the monastery, but it is slower to take the save in the monastery rather than taking that save after Lubella 2.
I mean, I usually do, but I usually just take that save regardless, so it doesn't really matter for me. But I'm not like skipping. I usually just run marathon runs, so I usually like to have that save on Insane specifically because I like to do stupid things against the knight, and you know, I just tend to die because I'm crazy like that. I gotta do things the unorthodox way for no reason sometimes.
I remember, like, I started out running this game on insane difficulty, so I was just used to having no health and saving everywhere in case I died. And then I tried to run on easy difficulty. I was like, what? You have like 1,000,000 health. You can never die. So I didn't save. I ran into spikes and lost like 4 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about Insane is that you're like so prepared for everything, but like I remember like doing normal. I was like, oh okay, yeah, I can like live through anything, but you can still die, especially to like spikes.
And especially with the attitude of, oh no, oh yeah, I'm immortal, I can't die. Then
Yeah.
you're going to die. Double getting the dive. That is
That
very
sucks.
unfortunate. Azul is going on her way to Fioresile to get the warp fragment. And
Okay, good recovery, good recovery. You don't want to lose the fight after a dive because that's just like insult to injury.
yeah, you can also, like, if you finish the fight while as you are falling off the edge, or like as you are off the edge, then you will be locked in place, fall down into the spikes and die, which you don't want to happen.
Yeah, see there, she did it again. She does a roll jump into a roll jump.
Right.
And in weaving through the orb there, I feel like that's more difficult than most strategies I see.
Yeah, I played that super safely because, yeah, don't want to touch that enemy.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that one specific enemy a lot. So I just am like, okay, double jump over. No way that it can hit me.
Heck yeah, that's a consistent strat that always works.
We'll see. We haven't seen anyone miss this elevator yet, but I guess on normal it's not too bad.
And yeah, like, it is a very lenient cycle to catch that elevator. Like, you can take almost 5 seconds just making sure the pit is safe before you go through and still get it.
Yeah, you can get some bad ints though, especially on Insane. They just like sometimes they just like get stuck on the left wall, so you like have to like jump and hope they don't move. That's like my least favorite.
You can just kill them.
You can kill them, but sometimes sometimes it doesn't work like you think it'll work, and it just your hit like barely misses, and then you have to. I don't know. I've died a lot in that room.
Azul is going down to Arsonist. A double. I'm yawning.
Sleepy dream.
Yeah. Okay, Double is picking up the trigger, or like the flag for activating this warp, and the Dynast is running back. Okay, let's see how Azul does in this Arsonist fight. Oh, Arsonist is really fun in... you can't skip Arsonist. Arsonist is a boss fight that you can skip. We know how to skip it, and it is used in one category, because like otherwise the skip either like loses you time because like the item is so good. You want the item in most other categories, or you are not allowed to skip Arsonist because like you break the rules of the category, like in the Avid that has all bosses as a requirement, that you can't skip Arsonist because that killed all bosses.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely worth it. If you somehow skipped Bachman patch, or didn't get it, then this item wouldn't really be useful, but, you know, most routes for most categories rely on the Bachman patch, so...
Oh, Azul almost missed that item. If you exit a room that has a boss item lying on the floor, then it will disappear, because it won't be saved on the ground if you go back. So if you accidentally leave the room without picking up the boss item, it will be gone forever. So Azul almost messing that up, but still gets the item, so all is fine. Azul is going through this little blast from the past. See, he takes his time, and still plenty of time to make that elevator cycle. It is like it's a room where you don't really need to stress. You have a lot more time than you think.
Yeah, it is nice in that way. In some ways, that you can take it kind of slow and still make it. But when you don't make it, it's like, ugh, I didn't make it. But not too much of a worry on this category.
Same
so.
place, but Azul is just on a different back.
Yeah. You get to see why that save is like the most used teleport location, because it's just at a crossroads of 3 things.
Yeah, you teleport to it when you go to Arsonist, when you pick up the Monastery key, when you go
Oops.
to Fennel, and when you upgrade the leaf. So 4 times that teleport is used in the run, which is why we try to get the warp fragment as quickly as possible.
Yeah, it's like basically as soon as you have cat form, you go for the warp form, or warp crystal.
And to get the cat form, like there are 2 ways to get cat form. One is to the route they have been using today, and by getting the key in the subterranean graves and then entering the park. But the other one is to like access it through the back door by hitting another switch with the Bachmann patch. It is used in some other routes where you go to Cinder Chambers first, which is a really fun route. It's used in no major skips and in AVIP mostly, and I think all achievements should also use it. I should know. I am the one with the most all achievements experience, so it should be used here as well.
Yeah, I think you used it. Pretty sure. I think you did and Googler didn't. I think that was one of the big things that happened.
Okay, Google can't remember either. Okay, perfect.
Well, I was watching you both, so it's okay.
Yeah. Okay, neither of us can remember it. Perfect. Yeah, if the rematch happens, we are in good shape for that right now. Azul obliterating Fennel. Fennel is down. Double is sitting on Arsonist. I think that's the first time Arsonist for both of them this round.
No. He double took a hit.
Oh, okay. Azul got the first time Arsonist. That is good.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, here, like the dialogue with Cap after the fight, you get the choice of saying yes or no, where if you say yes, Cap, goes on about some exposition about, the world and stuff. So you really want to say no, and then you get called a roach by Cap, which is unfortunate.
And it is easy to hit yes, because you spam the yes and no buttons at the same time, usually, to get through the text. That's how I sometimes accidentally hit it.
Yeah, I count how many text boxes I go through and then make sure to hit the cancel button and not the accept button, so I say no instead of yes.
Yeah, I mean I try to do that too. I just, sometimes, especially early on when you're starting, you just, oops.
But fun fact is, if you talk to Cass, I don't know how many times it is, some think to me 4 and 6 times, I think you get a little Easter egg, which is fun. But sadly, not something we have time for in a speedrun.
Yeah, there's a lot of interactions that would be cool if you could do them. I mean, that's one of the charms of the all achievements. But even in all achievements, you don't do everything in the game. Just because, getting all the... buying every item, for example, wouldn't particularly be fun.
Yeah, it would... because all achievements has pacifist as one requirement, then the only viable way of farming money is to run back and forth in a room and let enemies fall to spikes.
Yeah, and you have to take if you're gonna farm money, you basically, in a speedrun, you would have to take the that one item that doubles money.
Yeah. I mean, you go to that room anyway, all achievements, so it wouldn't be the worst. I almost want to expand all achievements to all items as well.
That would be terrible. I mean, you'd be spending 10 minutes farming something.
Unless someone finds a money dupe.
Yeah, I guess. I guess because there is yeah, sorry. Lupiar is going good fight.
Oh yeah, Azul on Magnolia now. It will be like in Simpsons Hit and Run, in like the long categories there where they need to spend like 30 minutes grinding coins or whatever. That will be our version of that.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say you could use if you're gonna get all items, you would get the magnet and the double money as your passives and for farming, and that would probably speed it up a lot. But even still, it would take a while because there's not enough chests to get. Like, there's not that many chests that give you money.
But you don't need too much money, I think, to buy all the items.
There's some that are like 900, like notably the one that gets used in New Game Plus that doubles your damage when you're low in health. That one's 900.
Yeah, 700.
700, sorry.
That one is also used in all achievements. But then like there's one item that is like 1000, but I think you get isn't that like pocket, like the arsonist boss item, and you can either buy it or get it from arsonists? So
maybe. But I still think it would probably add up to like 1,000 with all the items together, right? It'd be a lot. Some of the vendors do sell the same item at different prices, though. Because I'm not as familiar with which ones sell stuff at what value.
Oh yeah, we mapped that out when we made the randomizer we have. And yeah, Google with the big brain strats is just edit the save file. I mean, yeah, we know how to do it. Just edit the save file to give you all the stuff you need. Teleport to the end of the game.
It might as well, right?
Let's give you the map completion. I mean, that would be a silly category if we did not allow you to copy paste stuff into the into the save file.
Type it all out. And you have to show yourself typing it out, right?
Yeah.
You have to you gotta show yourself editing all this stuff.
Alright, Azul has upgraded the leaf now. She's going to make the final trip for the castle. Did not get stuck on Loop PR. Double is entering Loop and Magnolia fight now. I almost forgot that we were watching a race.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good run for Azul, right? That's not PBable, I don't think, right? Because she was at 25 something? 26?
Yeah,
I think that's...
Yeah, right.
I think regardless, it's gonna take too much time to get to the queen, but... Oh no, yeah.
From above.
Oh, well, that's okay. I mean, at least he got. Well, yeah, it's unfortunate. Regardless.
It sure is. Azul is just zooming through the castle here, getting the unfortunate semi-roll where you dash as you land, so you get like the dash is cancelled and you get a roll instead, but you don't get like the speed of a roll, which is just...
Yeah, you just roll in the same spot and use up your dash, so the worst of both worlds.
Yeah, an outcome that no one wants.
Oh no, Double, don't do that, please. Okay.
Are the green orbs going to come? Okay.
Okay.
Is the green orbs this time? You got this. Ooh. Oh no, more green orbs? Okay, that's fine.
Okay, good. Yeah, I was a little scared because when you miss the level 3, it's like that's most of your damage, and it takes like 6 seconds or something to charge. It's a lot, but it's worth it.
Azul making our way through, and this room here that Azul is on is like the nervous room for me because those platforms are very small. And like the cat sprite looks a lot wider than the hitbox is, so it can be hard to judge where you actually have collision with platforms, and especially like at the end of a run like this, it's so close, just a few more rooms.
Yeah, it's so sad when you die there. I mean, was it Double or was it Azul did that last match, and yeah, it's so sad when that happens.
Alright, Azul is entering the final boss fight here. I don't know the time, like how long the full queen fight is.
The queen is like a minute, I think. So maybe it's less than that. Maybe I'm thinking low percent.
Yeah, low 28 days here. Maybe yes. I mean, I feel like no, sub 28 should be possible here.
Yeah, no, it's definitely sub 28 now.
Yeah.
It might be like, well, yeah, it should. It's the time to charge a single level 3, which is not the strat they're going for. So it's going to be a little slower for both of these fights, I think, because both of them are doing the Bachman patch strat, which is just slower now. But
there we go.
oh no, it is
20C, 50, 20C. Yes. Yeah, so that's the number 20C. 20C minutes. That's very solid time from Azul there. Double has the final parts of the run left.
And yeah, hopefully Double gets through this. I mean, he's still at a really good pace. The last 2 matches have been 31-ish minutes, right? So
Yeah.
he's definitely on pace for that. Assuming like nothing goes wrong, which hopefully I didn't just curse it.
What can go wrong here? Nothing can go wrong here at the end, right?
Oh, yeah, someone just mentioned how the boss fight sounds, or the music for the boss fight sounds good. Yeah, I mean, I agree. There's a lot of boss fights. Even the Queen Knight and Fennel specifically are really good. But also, if you don't realize in a speedrun, but Lupiar and Magnolia, when you finish that, you get a special version of the Royal Pinacoteca song. But only while you're in that room.
Yeah, like a lot of the music in this game is super comforting. I love the Grove music. It's so calm and soothing. And I don't mind resetting the Grove over and over if I get to listen to that song.
Okay, he's okay. He's got enough health.
And then also, like, Royal Pinacoteca has really nice music as well as when you're going through it.
Yeah, I like the Royal Pinacoteca one. It sets you in the mood for, you gotta do the steps you gotta do to get through. That's why I also like the after the fight with Lupiar and Magnolia, where it does like if it's played on it sounds like if it's played on like one of those wind up music things.
Music box.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it seems like.
Sub 31, I think it was like roughly 45 seconds for the boss fight they've done properly.
Yeah, it's gonna be close. Like, I think it'll. Well, I think he has enough health left. He paused because he's not sure if he has enough health. Oh, okay. Now he doesn't have Tainted Missive for the second phase. Yeah, now he's gonna reset. Okay, yeah, so it's gonna be sub 32 probably.
Alright, yeah, save file select has some good music as well. It's like the main menu in general. Also very nice.
Good first phase on that one. When you get hit, it's so annoying that getting hit like removes all of your charge progress on your arrows, which is sometimes the most annoying part, because once you lose that, you're like, all your timings are off. Yeah, getting into the Queen. Just gonna finish this out.
Double has had some very consistent times around like 31 to 32 minutes.
Yeah, it's good runs from both of them, I think.
Indeed. Oops. And that should, well, yeah, no, the double is not.
Oh, sorry, I hit done on the. Let me.
Uh-oh. Wrong
That was my bad. I didn't realize it was. If I hit done, it was gonna do. Okay, it's fixed.
Yeah, I think
I definitely know what I'm doing, and I'm not just like trying stuff.
The winner text is fall. Azul is the winner with 2 cats, and we'll see if we can get the runners in for some post-match interview stuff. And I see Double is almost here.
Yeah,
Let's see.
they should once I messed all of that up, it should send them an invite, so they should be able to get in pretty soon, hopefully. Oh, it's the. Let's see. Hopefully, Azul did get a invite. Let me just double check. Is the username correct for that? Did it?
That is, I am unsure. I am talking to her now, asking. Okay, she did not get an invite.
Okay, let me see. Can we invite her to the?
I think this should work. Let's see.
Oh, and let me switch the. Well, I guess we're fine with the race screen, I guess.
There we go. Azul has a. There we go. Now everyone is here. Welcome, welcome, Double and Azul.
Everyone is here.
And the GG
That's never gonna
too.
get old.
Yeah. So GG, congratulations, to both of you and Azul for winning this match.
Yeah, I was getting a little nervous at the end. I thought he was gonna be right behind me, but I had a lot more room than I thought I did.
Oh yeah, I was nowhere near sub 30 on game 3. You were fine.
I was still getting nervous because I actually wanted to like avoid like the spoiler, like looking in because I had like the SpeedGaming chat open, so I was like but I was like still nervous. I wasn't like looking on the stream because I wanted to focus, but yeah, the first game was kind of rough. Like I died like 3 times in Grove, and I figured you were gonna be like way ahead, but
Same.
Yeah, both of you
yeah.
had.
You were
both
neck and
groves.
neck
that
on
sucked.
Grove.
I didn't save like on the first bells, like the first 2 deaths, and I'm like, okay, now I'll save. And then I got through it. Then it was like 5 minutes. I'm like, Double's probably already beaten LaBelle by now. Then found out, nope. It's like I look at the look at the start, and it's still. I'm like, how did he not finish? Like we played.
See, I was thinking the same thing because of because my growth was also terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the
That's
first
the
2
beauty
races
of
were...
not actually seeing the opponent's progress.
Mhm.
Yeah, the
It's
first
like
2
it's a
races
guessing game where
were
they are
really
until
close.
until they suddenly finish.
And then I choked in Pina. I died like 4 times. Got like a triple roll from Lupar, and then I think she hit me. I had to do the fight 3 times. So I lost like.
The funny thing about that.
I had a couple times where the double patch plus double thread didn't actually take out Lupior and had to melee fight her because I haven't learned the strat with the tainted missive yet.
Yeah, so what I was gonna say is the funny thing about the that second game where Azul was having issues with Lupiar was that after the Lupiar fight, which on that game Double did do it first try, you both were like coming out of it at the same time, so it was like neck and neck again.
No, I think I died after.
I'm glad there's one run where I did that fight first try because it's definitely one of the toughest fights.
Especially when Lupar pulls off the triple Dark Souls dodge roll on you, and then you have to fight her normal. You have to fight her melee.
Yeah, that was one thing I was really impressed by.
I was trying to space myself for the threats properly that I could react to a dive.
My heart skipped a beat when I messed up the Magnolia strat, where you do one melee, the full charge, and then a Fred. I messed up my arrows, and I just had to stay back and hope I didn't get hit. I luckily was able to get through that.
Yeah, I was really impressed by your Lupiar melee skills because most players are not as skilled as you are in
Yeah,
that fight.
I basically just waited. I just baited out her attacks, and then just try to dodge. Because sometimes she'll dodge like through you, but sometimes it'll hit you, sometimes it won't.
It's definitely a trial and error learning process of knowing when it's safe to smack Lupior in the face.
Sometimes she'll do like the ground pound with her arms. Sometimes she'll do like just like a normal slash. There's like a little sidestep dash she'll hit you. Usually, will always hit you with. So that's what I was looking for, was that dash. And I was just just get
I
in
mean,
a few
after a
hits and
roll,
stun
she's
her.
very vulnerable. That's like a safe
Mhm.
option. Is wait for the roll and then go in.
I did the
Yeah,
chain of missive strat with the double backman and one spark. It's supposed to like get you're supposed to, like, after the 2 backman patches, the 1 spice red should kill her, but sometimes depending on like what she does, like how much she rolls, it won't sometimes kill her.
You had an unfortunate run-in with Magnolia on the third race where you got poisoned at the end of the fight.
Oh, was that the third one?
Yeah,
Oh wait,
yeah.
yeah. That was like I thought that was the second one.
Oh yeah.
That might have been the second one, but you
Okay.
did get poisoned in one of the Lupiar fights.
Yeah.
And one thing that you might not be aware of is that when you are talking to an NPC, then you can't take poison damage, but the poison timer keeps ticking down. So if you would have stayed like talking to
Oh.
Magnolia until the poison ran out, you would have been fine.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either, actually.
Yeah,
Game 3, Lupior and Magnolia, that did have a. That's never happened before for me. I had. First time I got hit by Magnolia's arrow during the Lupior phase.
Oh
'Cause it was
yeah,
to the
right,
middle.
from above. Right,
Yeah,
yeah, I saw that.
'Cause I just happened to maneuver to the middle.
Yeah, Magnolia does provide some support during the Lupiar fight. Not a lot of times where that has an effect, but this time it did.
From out of nowhere.
Hmm.
And I could have even won this third one even better if I didn't die on my way to Fennel, because the little closing spikes, like just before, like one room before, 2 rooms before her fight,
Right.
I mistimed my air dash and hit right on the spikes, and then I had to go get the monastery key again. I actually could. I was actually in. I think it was only like 25 seconds behind there at that point, so I could have actually been able to PB that one.
Yeah, I also had a few of those where I just dashed at the wrong spot, ended up 1 pixel too short, and then fall on the spikes instead of the platform I was aiming for.
Oh, the most interesting thing. I don't know if any of y'all noticed, but after you beat Frida, you're supposed to push the backman over to the wall for him to throw the bomb.
Oh yeah, I noticed.
Yeah.
The wall was already destroyed. I'm like,
Yeah, I had that on one
Yes.
of my runs as well. It is possible that during your first visit to the room, he will throw 1 bomb while you're traveling through the top side, and just like when you come back to the room when you actually want to go through the wall, that bomb can hit the wall and it'll be open when you come back.
that is the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah,
It's happened to me a
requires
few times throughout my
yeah,
my
it
journey
requires
of
a
speedrunning
lucky
Momodora.
throw where the Bachman decides to throw as far as it can. So it's not something that happens a lot. But yeah, we also saw Arsonist doing the moonwalk. That was for you, Double,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know what was up with that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it did. I was trying to just admire the beauty of it.
So you hit, she teleports and then like she gains movement, right? But you hit a barrel and it explodes, and for some reason that like sends her movement just crazy. So she just moonwalks to the right. I wasn't.
The hitbox comes along with it, right? So I would
Yeah.
have to throw arrow. Unfortunately, I did get hit at some point, so I had to reset. But
Well,
it was
yeah,
funny.
I think it should, because I've had it happen to me. It should reset eventually, but for some reason you got 3 teleports and she just had it every time. So it was cool to see.
And you never. Hey, that's the beauty of a tournament like this. You never know what's gonna happen, what's gonna pop up.
Yeah, you get to see some cool bugs that you probably like wouldn't see if you hadn't, you know.
I definitely had a heart attack or two with some shenanigans happening, particularly on game 3 Lubella 2, where I jumped
Oh,
to the side of the platform
Oh,
to
yeah,
dodge an attack, got hit by it anyway, and got sent further down. And this was after the far sides got lowered down later on in the fight.
same here.
I did not expect to be able to jump back and get back on the platform. I'll be honest.
I got hit by the attack that like comes upward and like her first like downward attack, and I was on one health, and she luckily stopped attacking after that, and I was able to clutch that one out. And because of the early wall with being destroyed, I was able to get like a good segment there.
Yeah.
So normally for Lubella 2, I have a visual cue with where the health bar is underneath the boss name for when I can go in for double threat to kill it. But I couldn't figure out the visual cue I had set for myself, and I kept threading too early.
I
Well,
usually
not
just
too
yell.
early, but early.
I usually just yellow it.
I look for like a particular letter on the boss name.
Okay.
But for certain fun showcases and marathon runs, I tend to, as some others do as well, change the boss names. So that kind of ruins such a visual cue. I should use the background because the room is static. There's no moving back and forth in the room.
Mhm.
So the background's always in the same place. But hey.
Yeah, I thought it was like after I lost that after I played like really bad on the second one, I just kept dying in Pina over and over again.
Yeah, like I saw you finish, and I think I was coming up to Clone Angel, I believe, when you finished in game 1.
Mhm.
But then I died somewhere, and at that point I was like, okay, or I continued, be like, okay, I'm close to the end, I might as well finish, and then I died somewhere, and I was like, okay, that's enough. Let's wrap this up and move on.
Oh yeah, I after I finished, I looked over and I think I saw you die, and then you just forfeited after because it was gonna take you like another few minutes to finish.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all three games were like at least plus 2 minutes. Oh, for the winner, like it was none of them were like really close. The second one could have been close if I didn't die after Clone Angel.
Yeah, they weren't close at the end, but they were close earlier. So like, it really could have gone to anyone at certain points in the game, which is, you know, it's a competitive. That's a competitive race.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes sometimes there's a gap and it just cannot be closed no matter what you do. That's just the skill of the person who's ahead.
Mhm. And sometimes RNG in this game likes to just screw you over.
Yeah, I mean my Lubella dives weren't too bad. I had a few, but not too many.
At besides my first grove, my two groves I was on because I believe my PB does the quick kill on Idia. Like they were only like 7 seconds, and like I think my second run, the second game was like I was only 1 second behind, so it was like the best grove I've ever actually had.
Yeah,
Yeah,
congratulations
I
once
think the game 2
Yeah.
where I did Lupia Magnolia first try, I believe that was a gold on my splits.
I got one too because she on the third game she was over to oh no, not Lobella, Arsonist. She was all the way to the right, so I like got like the perfect RNG, and I was able to get a best segment on that one. And luckily I didn't mess up Fennel. I was like I've been struggling with that one during my runs, but I'm glad I was actually able to get all the Fennels first try.
Yeah, the panels went really smoothly today.
That's
Yeah, I
one of
think
the that's one of the like the best one of the best spots I can save time. So I'm glad I can try to get that more consistent.
yeah, I think that should be all we have today. Unless there is anything You want to take up last minute before we head off for the day?
Oh yeah, the last few. I've been doing a lot of commentary for these matches here, so it took some getting used to being in this position again.
That is
I got
true.
very comfy in the commentary box. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it is comfy getting to see people play and not have the pressure of playing well and putting on a good show.
Hmm. I would offer, but I've only, besides like the break I took, I've only been running this game for like a total of like 2 months. 'Cause I stopped back in February and took a break for some things. So, and still have I'm still kind of fresh, but like I just
Yeah,
still think that,
removing breaks. I think I've got like 4 or 5 months into this game. Put into this game.
hmm I'll try
I
not
I
to.
do still gotta keep going because I have an unrecorded PB. In fact, it was during warm up with for my previous tournament match here that I got a PB and I wasn't recording because it was tournament prep.
Yeah,
So that's an
is-
oopsie.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when that happens. So yeah, but yeah, you have done it before. You can do it again.
Copium.
Yeah, I think that will be all for us today then. Congratulations again, Azul, for your victory, and congratulations, Double, for putting on a good show. Has been a
it's fun.
treat.
Yeah, thank you.
It was
Yeah, it was really
very
fun.
fun watching you here and watching and commentating. And thank you, Matos, for joining me for commentary.
Thank you for joining me.
And
I
thanks to the both of you. I
hope we put on a good show, especially
thank
that
the both of you for
that's
covering
the first
this
game.
covering
Yeah, it was
this,
great.
This at times meme fest. At times
Yeah.
it was a meme fest, but you know those are fun.
They sure are.
It's about the
So, yeah.
fun.
Yeah, thank you all for watching. That will be it for us today. Thank you all. We'll do another the next races at some point when people have time. So hope to
Yeah,
see
stick
you then.
around.
Yes.
Bye, Nora.
See y'all later. Bye. Thank you.